In the quiet town of Bellwood, where suburban tranquility belied the undercurrents of small mysteries, Detective Alara Miles stood outside the grand Victorian mansion of the late music impresario Richard Stanson. Clasping her notepad, she took in the scene. A lavish garden party in full swing, yet amidst the revelry, a crime lurked. The famous Stradivarius violin, known as Lanima, had vanished. The violin wasn't just any piece of antique. It was worth millions, and last played during a poignant performance by the virtuoso Carlotta Devine, just hours before it disappeared. As Alara navigated through groups of elegantly dressed guests, her eyes were alert for any flicker of guilt or nervous demeanor. Her first stop was the host and Richard's heir, Gregory Stanson. A nervous, lanky man, he insisted on his innocence. "I've just inherited all this. Why would I jeopardize everything for a violin, detective?" Not entirely convinced, Alara excused herself, making a mental note to check Gregory's alibis and financials. Next, she approached Carlotta Devine, who was recounting her last performance to a captivated audience. The violinist's eyes darkened as Alara inquired about Lanima. "Detective, that violin was part of my soul. With it gone, it's as though I've lost a piece of myself," she confessed, her voice quivering with palpable loss but not deceit. The detective's instincts twitched as she spotted a waiter moving suspiciously near the garden's edge. Tailing him quietly, she cornered him just as he attempted to unlock a service gate. "Why so hurried?" she asked. Flustered, the waiter admitted to attempting to steal a bottle of expensive wine, but vehemently denied any knowledge of the violin. Alara's seasoned intuition told her there was more to the story. Reviewing the guest list, her gaze rested on an unfamiliar name. Theo Marquez. A reputed art thief known in clandestine circles, his presence here could hardly be a coincidence. She swiftly located Marquez, a charming man with a rehearsed smile, enjoying the lively jazz band. "Enjoying the party, Mr. Marquez?" Alara asked casually. "Immensely. Though I'm here strictly for pleasure, not business as you might suspect," he replied, his voice smooth as silk. Despite his avowal, Alara requested to examine his belongings. Reluctantly, Marquez obliged. Hidden inside his sleek leather coat, carefully concealed in a tailored pocket, was Lanima. Marquez sighed. "Detective, I suppose this dance is over." At the station, Marquez spilled the details in exchange for a lesser sentence. It was Gregory Stanson who'd masterminded the whole ordeal. Facing mounting debts secretly accrued through gambling, Gregory had hoped to use the violin as collateral for his freedom from debtors. 2 days later, with the violin returned and the case closed, Alara Miles sat back in her office chair. Outside, Bellwood carried on unperturbed, the quiet town none the wiser that right under its nose, a careful web of deception and intrigue had spun an entirely different tale. Alara smiled, her thoughts interrupted by the ringing of her phone. Another case called, in the ever-mysterious, ever-unpredictable dance of crime and justice.